conversation with you so you can hear what I'm thinking about you.
Cultivate the most important relationship you'll ever have. Order Conversations today. When you write to us, visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480.
It's now easier than ever to stay connected with David G. Evans and the Bethany Baptist Church family. Follow the ministry and rejoice in all that God is doing by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. On Facebook, you'll be up to date on the latest happenings, and you can watch our Sunday services on Facebook Live at 8 and 11 a.m. Eastern.
Here comes the power. Hallelujah.
Words of wisdom and encouragement can be found on Twitter, and you'll get up-to-the-minute sermon points as they happen in our weekly worship services. Follow us on Instagram and be blessed by the inspirational and special moments that are highlighted each week, and meet the people who are the heart of our ministry. And if it's video you want, subscribe to the Bethany Baptist Church channel on YouTube. See the celebrations, the special events, and the many, many people who are helping to transform lives one at a time. Stay connected with David G. Evans on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and become a member of our broadcast family today.
What if you could make one decision to unleash everything great in your life? Would you do it? Would you say yes? Are you tired of your relationships, your health, and so much more suffering because you lack the truth you need to change? The life you desire is within your reach. You can achieve all the success, happiness, and prosperity you deserve by simply learning the secrets that lead to real personal transformation. Change is hard, but not impossible. You just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses. But we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course. From ridiculous to radical to real, this means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the battle in your mind and cultivating a language of faith. That's 4 messages, 4 power-filled hours of material. If you want a better marriage, this series has the answers. If you want to achieve financial independence God's way, the secrets in this series will empower you to make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, from ridiculous to radical to real, and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to David G. Evans Ministries. This ministry is revolutionizing the kingdom by empowering believers. Souls are being saved daily, and we need your help to grow this impact in a real way. Call now and sow your seed of just $35 for your transformation to help people around the world. Your $35 love gift goes straight to the front lines of ministry, providing help to those that need it most. Call now. Make the decision to get the power you need to change your life forever.
Position yourself to receive from God with Bishop David G. Evans teaching When Men Pray.
Have there been times when you have asked someone to pray for you and the prayer has not been answered? Because instead of praying for yourself, you waited until someone else that you thought had more power would pray for you. Prayer is something that you resort to immediately and not as a last resort. You need to learn how to pray preemptively. You need how to pray ahead of time. Don't always be praying in response. Pray proactively. Pray before it happens. Lord, cover my child. Lord, bless my day.
Develop your relationship with God with this dynamic teaching on CD or DVD when you write to us. Visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to On Point, Saturday morning, 9 a.m. here at Bethany Church, the Transformation Church of New Jersey. So glad that you could join us this morning for On Point. Bishop is here. He had to make a run and be right back up real quick. But again, we're so glad that you've joined us this morning. Please do us a favor and share. Follow us on all of our platforms. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, notifications. Turn them on. But again, we're so glad you can join us for another episode, another installment of On Point, as we talk about what's going on in the world, as we talk about church, ministry, God. We go through a plethora of topics. Of course, you can give us a call at 866-743-8267. Again, 866-743-8267. Of course, we have some of the greatest callers in the world. And of course, we want you to give us a call, chime in on the topics. Make sure your radio's turned down when you call in. Chime in, come on to discussion. Of course, you can follow us. Those who are watching online too, you're commenting in the Bethany page or on Bishop's page. Of course, or follow the comments, and we'd like to bring those in too. So again, welcome. Please share if you can. And of course, we'd love to discuss some important topics with you all this morning on Point. Of course, there's a lot going on in the world, and we're going to talk about it to the best of our ability, what God is doing, the craziness that's going on in the world, and always know that our hope is in Jesus. He is the hope of glory. He is the hope that we all have. Our hope is in Him and not in human beings. So again, we're so glad that you have joined us this morning.
Hey man, forgot my headset. Had to go down there and get it. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing okay. How you doing?
All right. Good morning, everybody. I was wondering this morning, I want to throw this out at you. As I'm looking at YouTube and the news, I would assume that at this point in our history that we'd be doing better relationally, country to country, people to people, males to females, females to males. I would assume we do more, there would be a more mature landscape. But what I've discovered is that is it possible that we've become so attached to presenting an image that we're not, that it has deteriorated our ability to have relationships with one another?
Well, I mean, I think from the fall on, you see, almost like we talked about Wednesday, a lot of self-serving and transaction. And over the years, it's gotten worse and worse and worse and worse.
It seems to be at a boiling point at this point. That the projection of images that are not the real individual, trying to look as though you're accomplished, trying to look as though you're mature. But what I see in a lot of the videos that I see and a lot of the pictures that I see is really a cry for relationship, but only knowing how to pursue it through assumed identities.
Yeah, connection, compassion, all that stuff. And you can't make yourself into somebody you want to be.
Yeah, but people are doing that.
And they're trying.
Yes.
Some for business purposes. The problem is when you become your persona versus if you're a known actor, or some people like are online, they're known online. That's not who they are in their personal life, but that's their brand of doing stuff online. But the problem is people that don't know how to separate the two.
I wonder if they really are trying to separate the two.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think they're trying to merge into this image of who they want to be.
But yeah, so once again, people are grasping for an image that they've seen, do not know the content of what it took, or if there was any content at all to get there, and adopting these images because the trend is that they appeal.
Yeah.
You know that. So I'm back to, if I'm presenting you something that I'm not, if I'm trying to look like something that I'm actually not, inside my inner man does not match what I'm trying to project, then what I'm offering you is not the real me.
Yes.
But I guess why is that seem to be such a cultural acceptance at this time?
Well, I think with social media and videos, it just simply exacerbated a
An
problem.
existing issue.
Existing issue.
Okay.
It gave it more outlets now.
Okay.
Where before there was no social media, so you couldn't see people doing it in their everyday life.
Well, let's talk about that a minute, because I think,
At large, I mean.
yeah, what social media did, and I'll just speak for the generation that I came from. It was all about projecting an image, either in your dress, your hairstyle, the way you walked, the way you stood. And most people were caught up in that. And then you got to know them to discover that all they were was that statue that they were presenting.
Yeah.
Now that did not have the advantage of social media.
Yes.
So now I can present that false image to everybody.
Everybody, yes.
Because I'm looking like I want you to think I am, even though I know I don't represent that.
Yes. Yes. I went to the African Museum in D.C. And one of the pictures that said that, talk about us for a culture real quick. At the time when slaves were just freed, they didn't have many rights. So the only thing they could control was the way they dressed and their image.
Absolutely.
Now, in that context, I kind of get it, because you don't have much. Your liberation is you're not. They weren't really they were out of slavery, but the only thing they had was their family and the way they presented themselves.
Right.
And I said, unfortunately, we never grew out of that.
No.
Like, I could see at the time, we're not under the same oppression.
Yeah.
We, as a culture, we never got out of that.
Yeah.
I need to present myself.
Absolutely. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now it's just fake it until the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the making it is, sometimes I wonder if the obsession with presentation has replaced a desire to really succeed.
They see that as success.
So if I am presenting an image that is not really me, and I get 1,000 likes on that, I'm successful.
That's success.
But that doesn't pay the bulldog.
No. Some people have made it a
brand
to pay for. We talking about the everyday person.
No,
it's not doing it.
But the everyday people, that
it's not doing it.
And I think sometimes if we get 1,000 followers, we think we've broken into some amazing strata of appeal.
Yeah.
When in actuality, that might be self-satisfying. But I'm not sure that it is. It's like back in the day, you get dressed up, you go to an event. A lot of people recognize, oh man, you're really sharp, you're really sharp, you're really sharp.
Yeah.
Okay, and you walk away feeling, man, that was pretty cool tonight.
Yeah.
But then you go back to a life that's.
Yeah. The praise ain't there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just a
Well, there's nothing for the praise to be there.
That's learning how to decipher that. I remember when we went to Willow Creek that time, years ago, before all the drama, years ago.
Yeah.
Rick Warren, when he talked about when Purpose-Driven Church popped off, he did the whole Moses rod thing, that it represents identity, income, and his influence. He threw it down at the hand of God. It came alive. He picked it up. It died. And his whole premise was learning how to throw those things down in the face of God and not let them control you.
Sure.
He said the money he knew how to deal with. It was the influence was the thing.
Okay.
That most people mess up.
Okay.
So if you have 1 million followers, 2 million, 1,000, his whole premise was, can we submit our influence to God
Okay.
and manage that well, which I think a lot of people fail.
Well, yeah, I think it's extraordinarily easy to become drunk with a title, drunk with authority, drunk with a position. I think it's extraordinarily easy to become intoxicated with that. Going back to the thing about that oppressed mindset that we've never really been liberated from totally. I heard Ronald Reagan say one time that those people who have lost their freedom never truly regain it. And if our bodies have been freed, like Israel, but our minds are still captive by Egypt, we either have to realize and address the fact that we're still captive in our hearts, or we have to decide that looking free and not being free is all we really need.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then, I hate to say it, but it's
No, you don't.
I wouldn't hate to say it, but it's true. It may ruffle some feathers.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was, especially for black people, you have to be better, 10 times better.
Yes.
You have to dress a certain way to present a certain image.
Absolutely.
Other people can wear what they want to do and be accepted.
Okay.
We have to overly do it for acceptance.
Well, yeah.
And to a certain degree, I understand that, but there is no true liberty if you can wear this, taking clothes for example, and be accepted into a meeting. I have to dress 10 times better to be accepted in the meeting. There's still an inequality there.
Absolutely.
Because again, it comes down to perception, color, look, and everything.
Okay.
So I understand our people have to do a little more.
Okay.
But real equality is, it shouldn't have to be that way.
Well, I think and I'm back to the relational thing. I think the inequality is very evident in male-female relationships. You've counseled a lot of people, I've counseled a lot of people, and I'm always amazed at the demands of one person, but their unwillingness to supply what they're demanding.
Yes.
I'm always amazed that my presence ought to be enough for you, but you need to bring these 10 things to the table.
Yes.
When you have the conversation with someone about, male or female, about what are you bringing to the relationship,
Right.
they generally retreat to how they feel, rather than being able to list what they're bringing that's going to be beneficial.
Right. Right.
But there are some people that think they're entitled to what's going to be beneficial, and all you're entitled to is their appearance.
Yes. Their appearance, their look,
Their presence.
You should be glad that I'm here.
Presence.
Entitlement type thing.
Yes.
Which means you really think about yourself more highly than you ought to.
Well, I think it's if I'm relegating myself to my presence is enough,
Yeah.
I'm inadvertently admitting I bring nothing else.
Yes. Yes. And I'm sure you counsel people, and I know people, and you know people who their image is everything.
Oh yeah.
And then they date somebody, and they
To their fault.
To their fault, yes.
Yeah.
Then they date somebody and say, how come I can't keep this person? Well, because the only thing you can present is how you look. And for a
Yeah.
relationship to
Yeah.
work,
Yeah.
look, our bodies change as years go
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
You need more than the way that you look.
But again, if we bring the social media thing back in,
Yeah.
I don't even have to put pictures up that even look like me. I can adjust those pictures
Yeah.
to what I think will appeal, or to an era that I think I was most appealing, if that's the only thing I'm really bringing to the table.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because watch this, having a job and having looks are not qualifiers. That's not total qualifiers.
Right. Yeah.
Because most people do work. Most people have some appeal to somebody. So that's not a qualifier.
Yeah. That's true, because a lot of people who think, and I'm sure you counsel high power single people,
Yeah.
they think their business acumen and their career intelligence translates into relationship.
It doesn't.
And it does not.
does- it
You can
doesn't.
be highly intelligent, terrible in relationships.
You can manage your business well
Yeah.
and mismanage your life at the same time.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. It's a different intelligence.
And sometimes that's because the business does not argue with you.
That's true.
And the business is predictable.
Yeah.
Okay, the business has a flow.
Yeah.
It does not alter. It doesn't get hungry. It doesn't,
Right.
It has demands.
Yeah.
But those demands are relatively predictable.
Right. Yeah. And if you get to tell it what to do
when you wanted to do it.
You want to do it sometime.
You know, 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267, Evans. Welcome to On Point. Give us a call. We love talking to you this morning.
They're liking this discussion.
Yeah, they're liking this one. Let's go to Tom in Florida. Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing, Pastor Nick?
Amen.
You were talking about, how we project how, what we have and what we don't have. I just saw something on PBS.
Mm-hmm.
They talked about the Great Migration North and how African Americans, blacks, would buy big cars. So when they drove back to South Carolina or Mississippi, the family would go, "Oh my God, look how great they are!"
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's part of that. Now they do it on Facebook.
That's all. It's just changed to social media now.
Yeah, bigger platform.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I admitted the other day, I was unaware until like 3 days ago that people actually go to a photo studio and sit in a not cardboard, but styrofoam set to make it look like they're flying in a private jet.
I know some that actually rent a private jet.
Yes, and they
literal
rent.
one,
And
too,
I know guys that I know that have rented automobiles, like for a couple hours.
Yeah.
You know, so this is what bothers me, Pastor. I know that's not my car.
Right.
I know I'm not in first class. I'm not in a private jet. But I'm content with you believing that I am based on this photograph.
Yes.
And do I get some kind of ego boost by sending out a picture of something that I'm not even eligible for?
Ego boost, followers, all that stuff. Yeah. Accolades and.
I was stunned. Now I knew people rented jets for an hour to stand in front of and act like they're going somewhere.
Yeah.
But I did not know there were photo studios you could go and sit on them. Got the leather chairs, look like you're in.
There are stores where, like selfie stores.
Yeah.
You can go into
Selfie
them
stores.
And like you go into them and they have like setups for you to do your pictures and stuff. Like legit.
Help me, Pastor Nick, please.
I'm not lying to you.
old, 'cause I
I'm
didn't do
telling the honest to God truth.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
The main reason I called, I wasn't even going to call there. So I let somebody else get their 2 cents in.
Okay.
But this week in Florida, 3 bills.
Yes.
The gay,
Yeah.
don't say gay.
You're not allowed to say that anymore?
Can't say it up to like 5th grade.
They're saying like
You know.
if a parent isn't comfortable with their child learning about something,
Yeah.
don't bring it up at all. So the whole premise is don't teach on groups that can be oppressed or groups that can be privileged.
But you send them outside to their friends where they're exposed to a plethora of different information.
Yes.
Cuss words, sexual innuendos, all this stuff right in the neighborhood.
Yes.
But you don't want me to bring it up at school.
No. Yeah. Don't teach any group is oppressed.
Any group that's oppressed, we don't want that. We don't want it talked about.
We don't want to talk about.
Oh, I'm going to double down on that.
Yeah.
This is the one that what I'm calling. It's called the Stop Woke, WOKE, Stop Woke Act. It is to stop people from teaching critical race in the schools. And this is what the governor
It's
has
not
said.
even
It's
taught
not
in the
even taught in the
schools.
schools.
It's never been taught in the schools here, but it's banned now. Definitely cannot be.
How can you ban something that wasn't being taught?
Well, I got to tell you what he said yesterday, Governor. We will not allow our Florida tax dollars to have kids hate our country or to hate each other. And the complication here, that people don't understand, is if you teach about 1619, which is the year slavery started in this country, or historical things about slavery, and you offend someone in your class, state won't hold you, but a parent can hold you liable. And that's where this bill is making headroads into where they're going to eliminate slavery from the history books if possible.
Okay, so are they going to eliminate the oppression of Italian immigrants, the oppression of Irish immigrants? They're going to eliminate, of course, the American Indian legacy. They're going to eliminate the African American legacy. They're going to eliminate everything that has caused this country to be what it is, which is a melting pot for multi-ethnicities from around the world. Are they going to absolutely eliminate all those histories?
Yep.
This is the tag wheeler, wagger to get people scared. Because again, for him to say our kids they hate our country or they hate each other, it's just history.
So let me ask you a hypothetical question. So since they don't want history discussed because it might offend or might make you hate the country, are they also going to, in their own homes, eliminate the negative histories in their families? Because if they let them know what their family struggles were, what they've been through, will they hate their families also, or will they understand their families better?
They'll understand.
It's ridiculous.
And the thing that gets me, and I'm pretty sure you, is that you cannot believe that these things were never even brought up. People are bringing these things up. I hate to say it, almost like Putin. You do one thing on this corner while you're doing something else over in the other corner. That is diverting attention.
I agree with. I think the problem is you have a minority that's shrinking, that is reaching for ways to regain significance, and the only way we can is to eliminate everybody else's history. Mm-hmm. It's bogus, and the people in Florida ought to know better, and folk need not let this stuff happen.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something that bugs me this. More than anybody, Cubans are supporting these bills like you wouldn't.
Unfortunately, a lot of Cubans are denying their heritage.
Yes. Unbelievable.
It is not. There's a difference between being racial and racist. A distinct difference, and most people don't know it. If I'm Italian and I'm proud to be an Italian, I'm being racial. If I'm Irish and I'm proud to be Irish, I'm racial. If I'm Caucasian, I'm proud to be Caucasian, I'm racial. If I'm African American, I'm proud to be African American, I'm racial. If I don't like the way God made you, then I'm being racist.
Yep. Yeah.
And the biggest part about being racist is if you're the person in power, you can inflict your racism on someone else.
And not call it racism.
And not call it that.
Yeah.
But they want to hang a sign of integrity on something that over the eons has not changed in its content. Tom, thank you, man.
Yeah, okay, you guys take care.
See you, Tom.
And
Talk
I hope
to you.
The weather up there is a little bit better.
It's raining like crazy, and they say it's going to sleep by this afternoon.
Well, you guys be safe.
Thank you, man. Bye. He had to throw one before he got off.
Well, I didn't want to tell you it was like 82 degrees.
Oh, yeah. All right, just drive the steak in, man. Drive the steak in. We say. Talk to you, man.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Danny from Florida, how you doing?
Danny.
Good morning, Bishop, Pastor Nick, staff. How y'all doing?
Doing good, man.
Okay, you're a very good program as usual today. I just got to tag on a couple of things and bring up something and a point that was missed and let you know on the latest thing that has been slipped in on everyone. Florida is about to have a new law where businesses will not be allowed in their management training to bring up any racial issues or anything that has been taught as far as respecting certain things. Anything to add on to this educational thing, now they've brought it into the workplace.
All right, now, let me make sure now, because I'm not sure I understood you. So now, in a job context,
Yes.
they're trying to pass a law that references to ethnic histories are now inappropriate?
Yes, as far as the workplace goes. Critical race now has been brought into the workplace. So what they're saying is that I come to go to work, I don't want to hear anything about what was done in the past for someone. So therefore, if you're trying to go ahead and promote a particular group because they have been discriminated against
That's
in
where
the
she's
past.
at, Canada.
That's what I want to find out.
Yeah. So Danny, what are the people doing about this?
The thing is that they're slipping it in. They have so many different things. like was said before, I'm throwing a rock and hiding my hand. I'm doing something over here, and I've got something else going over on the other side. Okay. While they was looking at, don't say gay.
Yeah.
On one side, on the other side, they were slipping this other bill through, and it passed.
Okay, so gay people have fought for these particular principles. Is the gay population in Florida rising up at all?
Well, it has been to a point where in that they passed the laws where the discrimination has, you can't do certain things. You can't say certain things. You can't do these particular issues. Now, what they're trying to do, and when they have done, the governor has stood on these particular issues, and he's saying to his particular group, and what has been mentioned, there's two Floridas. There's South Florida, there's North Florida, okay? And the problem is the votes. That's where the problem comes in. And every day he has an issue. Every day he's in the news. Every day he's campaigning. But as far as the Democrats, who do you know that's out there campaigning? No one. Who's fighting the issues? No one.
So there have been advances in your state, but the politicians appear to be pulling the threads out of them?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
All of the ground that has been gained over, decades is being lost and taken away.
All it is a cry for significance, and the only way they can get significance is to take it away from other people. Now, Pastor Nick taught me something a long time ago that's wrapping around in my head about some lesson from the Hillbilly Elegy you taught me. It'll come back to me, but this
That oppression equality thing?
Yes.
Yeah, that equality. Equality feels like oppression to those who are in charge, basically.
Okay. Equality is the threat.
Exactly.
Now it makes no sense to us, but you know what? It can make sense to people, because even in our families, when we tell someone who has been favored that everybody is equal, the favored individual feels like something's being taken away from them.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And they want to go back to separate but equal, okay? You don't have a particular person that's management, but who we select and who we want there, they can do whatever they want to. It's okay.
So your state is trying to get around the whole equal opportunity type of thing.
There you go, Bishop. That's
Okay,
it.
okay.
And everyone forgets, and maybe you do not know, but Florida is what they call a right-to-work state.
Yeah, we have that here in New Jersey. Yeah.
Okay, which is it's like an oxymoron, or you're thinking it's one thing, but it's something different.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have to have a reason to let you go.
Well, I don't know about in Florida, but I know in my context where I've had a lot to do with corporate people, I'm always amazed at the top level of many corporations that it is not skill set that has gotten the people the position. It is relationship.
Exactly. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll find somebody that's been in a position for 20 years or so simply because of their relationship with the superiors.
Connections, yes.
And I'm not talking color. I'm talking just corporate reality. So you'll find a less productive person in a leadership position, a really productive person in a subordinate position. Mm-hmm. They want to keep that subordinate person there so the non-productive leader looks better.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yep.
I'm just
Nepotism, as they
yeah,
say.
that's it. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Danny, how's my sister doing?
Tremendously blessed. Tremendously blessed.
Highly favored.
Does she know it?
Yes.
Give her a hug for me, man. Tell her I'm praying for her continually.
Bishop, praying for y'all. God bless.
All right, man. Talk to you. Let's go to Sylvia from Elizabeth. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, Bishop.
How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. Good morning, Pastor Nick.
Hi. Good morning.
Welcome to OnPointe.
Thank you. I just want to say that I really appreciate the contributions that you and Pastor Nick make every week to OnPointe. I really learn a lot. So just keep up the fantastic work.
God bless you.
Thank you. I have two real quick comments.
Okay.
First, I wanted to say that I, too, went to the African American Museum. And if you don't come out of there feeling like, one, you're so very blessed to be living in the times that we're in, although there's so many other things going on that's ridiculous, but we didn't have to go through what our ancestors went through. So we have the ability or opportunity to add so many different positive contributions to where we are now. So I just felt like I wanted to be 1,000 times better by the time I left that place. And I still have to go back because I was not able to see everything thoroughly. It's so many floors.
It's like 3 or 4 floors, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to take you a couple hours to go through, yeah.
Okay.
It's worth it, though. It's really worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to go back. And then, secondly, I come from a corporate environment. I've been in corporate for over 20 years.
Okay.
And I'm alluding to the component of that looks and jobs are not a total qualifier. Yes and no. I mean, like, in some instances, your looks can work for you. Now, mind you, like, it speaks to what kind of person you are. If you come into an environment and think that all you need to do is coast on your looks, that just speaks to the character of a person.
Right.
But I also would allude to emotional intelligence. It's
Absolutely.
very important.
Absolutely.
Because you have to know how to interact with people, and the mentality is that you have to come through the door already knowing that you have to perform at a higher level than your counterpart. So it's like you're going to run into things like I work in a place where I'm maybe 15 blacks out of maybe 300 people.
Okay.
And I've been blessed to have a very decent title, if you will, if you're into that, which I'm not. I'm grateful that I've been recognized over the years. But with that being said, it's like I still get challenged every day. It's
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
Like, so it's like, it's like you have to talk to yourself and just believe that there's a reason that you're there. It's no accident that you're there. And then while you're there, just make the most, do the best, be the best, make the most positive contributions that you can, because people are always looking. And if someone's going to say something about you, let them not be able to criticize the work that you do. Okay, they can say, oh, she doesn't deserve this, she doesn't deserve that, but can you talk about the quality of my work?
Yeah.
And if you can't touch that, then I don't have a problem with anything else that you say.
I think it, in a corporate setting, that you cannot fail at people and go as far as you could go. You do have to have emotional intelligence, and I think a lot of people don't develop that over time. So you go into a corporate environment where people's skills are demanded, and you go in unequipped because you haven't paid much attention to developing our intellect and our talent and our particular gifts. We haven't developed the time we need to do to know how to manage people or get along with people in a real way. The other thing that I think is significant for us is that once you accept the fact that you're going to have to perform at a higher level and it becomes your norm, you've just become someone that's hard to compete with. Because if being perfect for 8 hours a day becomes your norm, and you understand that every conversation you have is on some level an interview, then you become someone that's very difficult to compete with in a very competitive environment. So I remember when I was in the banking industry, I thought it was unfair when I went in, and then I decided to adjust to the environment and become everything I needed to be. And after a while, they had created a Frankenstein. And we have to be in subjectively measured positions. Numbers have to tell a story for us. If we're in a position where numbers tell a story, it's hard to argue with numbers. If you're making a profit for the business, for the company, and your division or your team is doing this and bringing an X amount of this and accomplishing these goals, even if they give you goals that they think you won't be able to reach, and you already know when they give them to you, they're well within your capacity to do them. I think once we adopt that mindset that I can really do all things through Christ, the game's over.
Yeah.
Game's over.
They can't do nothing.
You've become the Tom Brady of your office.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going for.
I know that's right. I know that's right. So rather than sit home and they're asking me to do this, but they're not asking them to do that, okay. And then what happens is they inadvertently build a resume that is almost undeniable.
Yep.
Anyway, I could talk about this all day. How's things in Elizabeth?
Oh, things in Elizabeth are fine. It's raining, not snowing or anything like that, so we're good.
Yeah, I hope it stays this way. Thank you for calling us today. Thank you for calling us.
Thank you for.
Talk to you soon now. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267, Evans. Give us a call. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America Live. Won't you please share, like, subscribe, all those good things. Give us a call. We'd love to talk to you. We're going to Keefe in Lawnside and then Robin in Delaware. Good morning, Keefe. How are you?
I'm doing well, Bishop. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Good to hear from you. What's on your mind today?
My thing is about the war that's happening. And one of my coworkers at work said that when they bombed the hospital, there was, it was a children's hospital, and I was feeling quite upset with that. And I don't think that it was right for Putin to even think that, just because we're having a war, I'll bomb any building I want to, including a hospital with kids. How does that make the rest of the world feel when you see that happen? I give my condolences to the families of the children that were in that hospital, and it just makes me feel sad because why would you even do anything like that? That would make someone mad at right now.
Well, it shows you the character of the people that are doing the attacking. Number one. But number two, Keefe. Number two. The powers that be are reacting too softly because I believe that Russia has a list of countries they want to take, and Ukraine, being the largest of those, was the first prize. I say the first prize because what he wants to do is consolidate Russia into the old Russia, and obviously he does not care about his methods because what he's doing is designed to break the will of the people. But he forgot. No, he's not. He forgot they're half Russian.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
These people fight in the snow, in blizzards. There's no snow. They're having a field day. But the problem is the world is standing by, poking our fingers in the air. This is wrong. This is inhumane. But if that's all we're going to do, Russia's not going to stop moving.
Right. They're going to be like, I could compare him to
and I'm not a war guy, but they need to tell him what this is going to cost him, not just in dollars, in geography.
Right.
You can't have all these NATO countries standing around talking about, ooh, that's not bad, that's not a good thing, or ooh, I don't approve. Or, the condemnation of the world does not bother people like Putin.
Yeah, that's true. The thing is, I go back to
dictators are not socially sensitive, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't care.
Yeah, because I go back to with Adolf Hitler when he was during World War, I think during both World Wars, and he was going up against powers of I think he was going powers of other countries that surrounded Germany and all. And now I look at Putin, it's like Adolf Hitler all over again.
Yeah, and I think if we think that he's going to turn out to be remarkably different than that particular conquest of real estate, they need to think again. He's already demonstrating what he wants to do, and he really is calling the bluff of the NATO nations. He's calling the bluff. You guys are not going to do anything. I'm going to bomb kids. See what you do. But that tells me something, how ruthless you can be when you direct a war at those that can't fight.
Well, you know what the thing is? It's like Russia is bullying, in kid sense, bullying a smaller country
But we're standing around talking about I'm going to tell mommy. That's what we're doing.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what Ukraine is doing. I mean, and they're pulling our soldiers in to help them.
They're not pulling our soldiers in.
Okay, I thought they did. That was my fault. I'll take that one back.
They're not pulling our soldiers in. As a matter of fact, we said we're not even going to send the jets now.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's just you cannot. Here's my problem. You cannot claim to be the biggest dog on the block. Done pissed on every corner to mark your territory.
Right.
Gone into other countries to accomplish the goals you wanted to accomplish, and all of a sudden now,
Right.
you're going to let this guy push his way across Europe against NATO allies that you claim you all are going to defend democracy together. It makes no sense. Thoughts and prayers are not all that the Ukrainians need.
Yep.
Thoughts and prayers are not all they need. Anyway,
Right,
Kiefe, good to talk to you, man.
Yeah, it's good talking to you too, Bishop.
All right, talk to you now. Bye-bye. What's up on social media today?
Well, they're still back on the
Well, let's talk about it.
the conversation that we started off with.
Let's talk about it. We'll be with you in a minute, Robin.
About the critical race, about the injustices being taken away.
Injustices taken?
I mean, the injustices. What did we talk about at the beginning? The critical race thing. Something he said took me to a thought about something else about Ukraine and how Trump. That's what it was. How Bolton said. That's what distracted me. Bolton said that the reason Putin didn't invade Ukraine was because Trump was doing his bidding in office, basically.
Okay.
So remember when Trump was stirring all this stuff about NATO and Ukraine and stuff like that?
That was his bidding.
That was his thing,
Putin's
to
thing.
weaken NATO
I always believed it.
in Ukraine. So now by the time he's invaded, NATO's having these, and Biden's trying to fix all this NATO stuff. But that's just
Does Trump know he was manipulated or not? Or he thinks Putin actually likes him?
you know what, right? It could be a Jacob and Laban thing. I got off around everybody else, and he met somebody that that got him. Yeah, that does to him what he does to other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah. So that conversation about look, presentation, being the number one thing, that really stirred up a lot of discussion.
Okay, well, let's hear it.
Yeah, well, I got to go back. This was a while ago.
Okay. That's something about the social media, man. Stuff's there and it's gone.
Yeah, I know. The comments, they go away after a certain time. Dang it. Anyway.
Well, let's go to Rob.
But a lot of it's the Florida stuff.
Florida stuff. Let's go to Rob. Hey, Rob.
Good morning, Bishop and Pastor Nick and everyone. How's everyone doing this morning?
She got that cordial voice on this morning.
Must want a lot.
She must want a lot today.
No, I'm going to be short.
Oh, Robin.
For real. I used a different word this time. I'm going to be short.
Yeah, we don't believe
the
you.
reason why I be happy in the morning is because I'm just so thankful and grateful how God ordered my steps to Bethany. I mean, it helped me. It has helped me to learn my faults, give me more wisdom. So I'm just thankful. You know, when I wake up in the morning, I thank God for ordering my steps. Almost 18 years.
God bless you, Rob.
I have learned a lot. And I'm just grateful.
God bless you, Rob. And the best is yet to come. Best is yet to come, Rob.
Okay, so this is what Kiefe was just talking about. Yeah, I almost cried because the bomb Children's Hospital, and then somebody made a comment, you know, we so concerned about their children. What about our children? And I'm like, it doesn't matter the type of children, nationality. It's about children, period.
Let me say something, Robin. I find my experience, if my only response to something that's happening to someone else is what about me, then I have no real thought process regarding the issue.
Yeah. Yep.
If all you can think of is what about me, then you're revealing the emotional space of a teaspoon. There's this almost heinous lack of regard for anything that's not sitting in our lap or on our front porch.
Right.
You know, why does it have to happen to us before we have active compassion? Not just this finger waving, pointing into the air, you know, raising our voice thing. Why is compassion limited to conversation?
Right. You're right, Bishop. You're right. But I just have my last comment. It's something that you posted on Instagram.
Instagram, okay.
And yeah, somebody responded.
Okay.
And I'm gonna throw this out too. I'm pretty sure, Pastor Nick, you know about the issue with the owner Jerry Jones with the Dallas
He's always
Cowboys with his daughter.
No, not with his daughter. What happened there?
Oh, well, he paid the mother of his child when she was born, 1996, and now the daughter, I think, is taking him to court. But it was on ESPN.
I heard a little bit about that. Yeah.
What is it?
I guess he had a baby and didn't tell nobody and gave the mother money to kind of keep it hush.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what billionaires do.
Yeah, they do that all the time. Yeah.
That's sad.
Because they had their own situation down there too with some sexual assault stuff too.
With Jerry?
Yeah, down in the Cowboys, and they protect them owners.
That's what billionaires do.
They protect them owners, man.
It's it's one of the most powerful unions in the world. And I call it a union because they're together on this thing.
Together, yep.
They're together.
Those owners are.
So
we think of them just as owners, but they're They really do influence some things.
A lot of things. Yeah.
That money.
Well, they got oil, technology. They've got all the major industries are represented in that owners group.
Yep.
And they're not small fry in that group.
Yep.
So yeah, they're players, man.
But Bishop. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's all right. Yes, you do. Go ahead.
No, I didn't. I apologize. But you posted about Journey to the Easter on your Instagram.
Journey?
So this
It's the scriptures, the daily
said,
scriptures.
Why do preachers, they made a comment on your page, why do preachers still say Easter when that's a pagan celebration? The Hebrew holiday is Passover, which I know that you know. This is what he's saying to you. Not being disrespectful, but that's false doctrine.
Kiss my behind.
Tell them to do some research too, basically. Right. Do your research first before you come say
I'm
something.
leave that alone. But
Smoking cigarettes is pagan. It's what you make it.
It
ain't what it's called, it's what you make it.
Thank you, Bishop. I was like,
take the Christmas tree out your house.
Thank you. That's right, Bishop.
Take the candles out your house. Stop burning incense.
Bishop, behave, Pastor Nick. Get your Bishop.
It's called an evolution of language, y'all. Like, come on.
Yeah, come on.
I know.
Research
but
first.
On a good note,
small minds only know how to criticize.
Right.
Okay.
I want to thank you for the 100 envelope challenge. I don't know if you told Bishop, but it is working so well.
What 100 envelope challenge?
Myself.
What 100 envelope challenge?
I'm disciplining myself.
What 100 envelope challenge?
It's where you write 1 to 100 on the envelope, and you pick one a day, and whatever the numbers on that envelope, that's you put the money in that envelope.
Oh, yeah. It was just
seed a day.
Yeah, like a savings plan.
Okay.
It's a savings plan.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
You're putting money away.
So in 100 days, you have $5,000.
Yes.
So when I hit my 5, Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I get my tithes in there too, right, Bishop?
Absolutely.
Yeah, get tied too, but don't share all the money you got on a public setting.
Yeah, don't do that. We got got some iniquitous people around you.
Live quiet.
All right.
Yeah, don't be too
y'all
loud.
have a blessed day. Love you guys.
All right, talk to you, Rob.
Thank you for the On Point.
Y'all
be on point.
Have a safe day on the road.
All right, you too.
All right, bye-bye.
There was one comment somebody made that I was trying to find. And I think I learned this a couple years ago.
Okay.
Jewish people are very good at teaching their children the history of their culture. Indigenous black people, we have to be that same diligence. Intentional about teaching history.
That's right.
I mean, by the time most Jews are 13, 14 years old, they can rehearse the story of their people.
Because Passover time is a time of education.
There you go. And we need to do the same thing, because that's the only way you can really combat it. It's surprising how many teenagers don't know much about African American history.
Well, my Hispanic friends are very, very, very intentional about teaching their family history.
Yep.
Perhaps, Pastor Nick, we've tried to assimilate that we've diluted the importance of our own history.
Yep.
Perhaps. We've diluted it, so there's nothing. I don't see any problem with trying to fit into the flow of society under God's mandates. But it doesn't mean that you have to throw away who you are to get there.
Yes. Yep.
And people seem to think I've got to divorce myself from my entire identity to fit into the situation, and then I'll try to come back. Well, what are you coming back to?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. To be accepted when you're really not accepted.
No, it's just it's ridiculous. And I'm watching people that I know project images online, and because I know them, I know that's not who they are.
Yeah.
They don't have that. They don't look like that. The brains they're trying to project online, they don't have.
Yeah. Yep.
They're not the intellects they're trying. If I hear one other person say they're an influencer, influencing what?
Yeah.
What are you trying to influence?
Money.
Okay.
Money. That's really what it is money.
Okay. I'm trying to influence you to give me money. That's what I'm trying to do.
It helps me make money. Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm online and I'm calling myself an influencer, I'm really talking about my brand.
Yeah. And all these people.
So I can get likes, so I can get ads.
Yeah.
So I can make money.
Yes.
So I'm actually influencing you
to help me make money. Yeah.
Oh man.
Bringing that whole thing.
My problem is if I say I'm going to influence you, I only have myself as a model to influence you to be. So I'm telling you to be like me?
Yeah. To a certain degree, yes. Yeah. I mean, but look at clothes. So new thing comes out, a very famous person wears it.
Yeah,
what do most people do?
Hairdos, jewelry, perfume.
It parades through. And the thing is, regular folk don't have their budget that when seasons change, trends change, to buy a whole new wardrobe.
Yep.
And you try to keep up with somebody that you don't even have the same money as.
Yeah, but the problem I'm having is not just the keeping up, Pastor Nick, but the identity pollution that happens where, you actually think I'm like so-and-so because I'm wearing the perfume that I had to buy with their name on.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
It is. I mean, it goes back to people being in love. Now, we like nice clothes. Don't get me wrong.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Clothes. But you can't be so enthralled in name brand for ego purposes. And
what's that suit we like that we would never buy?
The Briones.
Briones.
Yes.
Love them. Love the way they feel. Love the way they look.
Very nice.
I even tried a jacket on one time and told the guy, take this off my back right now. Take it off right now. Why, Bishop? Take it off.
Yeah. Because
that Brioni hypnosis was coming over me.
But I think I found something that might get a little cheaper for you. I think I found something for you. You're able to get it for a better price. I think I found something for you.
Briones?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you've been looking for them, so that says something too. Okay. But man, we're running out of time. We got 2 minutes here. I wanted to get into the Brittany Griner thing, but maybe we can do that next week.
Okay.
I talked to a doctor this week about the CDC lessening the mask guidelines, and the physicians have a very different view than the CDC does.
Yep.
And we're following the CDC's, but the doctors have a totally different view.
My pulmonologist said she is not taking. She said, I'm not doing it.
No, because they know something.
They know.
Join us tomorrow, if you will. We'd love to have you join us all day tomorrow, 8 a.m., 9:45 a.m., 11 a.m., and 6 p.m. 8 a.m. is our first encounter worship experience. 9:45 is Engage Live. 11 o'clock is our second encounter worship experience. And at 6 o'clock, we do 10 Times Better. We're in the women's series of 10 Times Better. We want you to register for AHBI, that's Abundant Harvest Bible Institute classes. If you'd like to go to class with us, go to the website, go2bethany.com. That's go2bethany.com. If you have a prayer request, you can email it to us. Email it to social@go2bethany.com. That's social@go2bethany. We'd love to pray with you. Also, subscribe to our platforms. Do we have another clinic coming up?
The 31st.
31st of this month. How did the one the other night go?
I have to ask Trader.
Okay. I got here, but it looked like they had shut down already. Well, anyway, you all stay strong. We'll see you tomorrow. Coming out of I Am Possible, getting ready to go into He that dwelleth in the secret place. It's going to be just amazing. I sent you those themes online on an email, so I was going to give them to you yesterday, but I didn't see you. So y'all stay strong, stay safe. Remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.